we're winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up, get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go toe to toe till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick. Trust. Give me the loot. See now we going high stakes. This ain't clickbait. This a risk take. This no mistake. I was born to do it. I was born for music. I just get into it. I can't get influence when I'm the influence. No genre music.
Tesla deliveries at 9.
I was once broke. I was down bad. Swear I'm never going back. I'm from upstate where we see a little bit of this and some of that. Little city and some sticks. Watch me.
What is up, traders? Welcome back to the channel.
If you're not first in your last.
So we got Bitcoin waking up to Bitcoin moving up huge overnight. As of right now, this very second, Bitcoin is showing us a bullish engulfing on the day. As you can see right here, tested the June VWAP yesterday while we were live. That was pretty much the lows. You open the new candle, pushed down there. Right here. This is when you open. This is your low of day yesterday. So essentially, we set the low of day and then traded sideways, and then you had a fresh daily candle open, and then boom, smoke the lows, and up she goes. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Hourly support held, and you know, whenever you're doing a liquidation on a fresh daily candle, you must watch for continuation or for reversals. Typically, we expect this kind of behavior at around the London session open. So when it's happening during the Asian session, that's important to us as traders. Yeah, it doesn't usually happen like that, but there you go. There was a couple people able to capitalize on that, I hope. I know for sure one person did. Good stuff. Got that entry right under hourly support. I love it. I love it. Risk was easily mitigated, as all you had to do was throw it underneath the low of day. You had straight hourly up closing candles all night long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This whole daily expansion is nothing but up closing hourly candles. I mean, what the F, right? And to be honest with you, that's done on not heavy volume either. Like it's, yeah, let's go look. Let's see. Let's get some volume by time, because this indicator right here only shows you the volume from the time that it changes. But let's grab some volume by time bars here. And you can see big volumes came in yesterday morning at the open. That's to be expected. 839 Bitcoins traded at the New York session open. Look at the volume last night. Asian session open, 166, 140. Oop. 98, 97, 100, like light volume. So I don't know what's up with this move. Clearly, seller exhaustion. We're testing the daily 21 exponential moving average yesterday. Also testing the daily 50 on the RSI. The reason I'm saying it like that is because we knew to watch for this yesterday. This is where we would expect support to come into play. Testing the 50 from above. So we hit the 60 on the RSI. You get 2 days of pullback. 1, 2. Look where you close the day. The daily close. So vitally important. Look at your RSI. Absolute flawless. That's a long entry signal. There's your 21 exponential. So you did close a daily under that. But this right here, this is a buy all day long. Every time you get that. Same goes for the downside. If you're looking for new short side entries, you're looking when the RSI is testing the 50 from underneath. And then you want to see a daily closure similar to what you've seen here, only reversed, coming up from under. Then you can look to potentially short a low day or a high day liquidation. That would be It's not going to give you a 100% win rate on your trades, but it's going to be one of the best entries that you could ever hope to get. Because if you do, like say the people that got long last night at the new Asian Open after that low day liquidation, those people have a potential to be long from 105.2 for many days because you're bullish. The RSI is structured bullishly. So if you get, just imagine 3 to 5 to 10 to 15 days, this RSI just creeping higher and higher till it's oversold. That literally gives you the opportunity to potentially catch a massive swing. This is why the RSI, in my opinion, is one of the best
Just
indicators.
making you out at the bottom of the hour, we are looking out for the S&P Global Manufacturing.
Now,
In terms of the May prior figure, that
Now, clearly, I don't know that you're going to get bullish continuation because I cannot see into the future. And clearly, I do not know if this is going to end up closing as a bearish engulfing candle because I don't know the future. And it can happen. If you look right here, let's kill some of these indicators and lines. It's not so nasty. So I can clearly show you. Right here, same scenario plays out. This day was almost a bullish engulfing, and then look how it ended up. So today is going to be important. It's going to tell us two things. Are we going to continue to be bullish, or are we stopping out all the longs? And just, did we see seller exhaustion here? If we've seen seller exhaustion here, then we can expect the sellers to show back up here. I think they're on the wrong side of the market, but time will tell, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I go over this a million times always, but here was one where obviously it did not work, right? Here was one, did not work, but it would have been so easy to know. This candle has 0 wick on the downside, so it literally was pushing into fresh daily lows when it closed. Then look how deep continuation downside you got the next day. So I mean, clearly it's not going to win every time, but it still puts you in the best possible position to capitalize on any upside continuation, and that's what we're looking for as traders. So kudos to anybody that caught that yesterday. I'm actually already in a Fartcoin short, brand new position that I opened up this morning. And the only reason that I opened it up is because we had this push higher up to the June open right here. And then this is is that June or July's VWAP? Okay, that's July's VWAP. So we were pushing back up into the July VWAP. So I took the short on this candle's close. So this candle closed at 7 a.m. That's when I hit the sell button. I sat in a very little bit of pain for just a very short time. I'm going to mark that and then drop down into the 1 minute or 5 minute time frame here so you can see. So this is the close. 7 a.m. we open, we get a low push. 7:05 we get a high push. So right through here I was setting in pain and then drop down. And now we come back up. We're retesting it. And now we're starting to see a little bit move, another move lower. I don't know if this level is going to hold clearly, but your June open on Fartcoin is 1.0734. Nothing has changed. Fartcoin is still structured bullish. No, it is not. It has changed on the daily. I've been going live every day, so I've been looking at so many assets. I know this stuff right off the rip. But no, it's still bullish on the year. Clearly, your yearly open is down here. And then we closed up on the month, but we just opened July yesterday or the day before, but at night. And we're pushing down. So we could be setting the July low. We could be setting the weekly low. We don't know. The weekly low could have been set. But today will let us know, right? The structure on the weekly, monthly, yearly is bullish. The structure on the daily, yesterday on this close, we lost bullish momentum. So today is retesting, Fartcoin is retesting the 50. Now, this could be a short. Clearly, it would put you in the best possible position for downside continuation if we get it. But here's the thing. Traps exist. We know traps exist. And just like traps get formed on candlesticks, it also forms traps on indicators. So basically, if this is a bear trap, we will know today. Because today, your shorts will get stopped out, and then we'll see it close back to the upside. Today is the day before non-farm payrolls, so it's not... I actually thought it was going to be a very thin liquidity day because it's already a 4-day trading week and all this other stuff. I was kind of expecting today be a little bit slow, but that's not what we're seeing in the crypto space. Bitcoin's got a bullish engulfing. Clearly, a bullish engulfing coming from support is a bullish signal. All right? But I don't want to be a buyer up here on the freaking daily highs. So what I would love to see here in 3 minutes, or at least in the next 30 minutes, I would love to see Bitcoin push down. If it gave me a retest of the day of the July VWAP, which is this blue line, that would be phenomenal. If it holds at the intraday VWAP, the white line, that would be okay. But I don't want to be a buyer on highs because I don't want to have to set in a drawdown while the intraday price is chaotic and moving around a lot, right? So we know on the daily time frame, weekly and yearly, monthly, every time frame over on a daily, above a daily on Bitcoin is bullish. So any intraday pullback we get, we want to potentially be a buyer, but we definitely want to do that at a level. Now, we don't have any massive objective price to watch because your July open is here. We got weekly res way down here. I don't think I would want to be a buyer if we're trading way down here. So the lowest that I want to see it push would be here. And I don't know if you're going to get that, but that would be close to a midpoint on the daily range check. What do we got across the board on all major markets? Right here, we got S&P 500 currently red on the day, or the ES futures, NASDAQ futures red on the day. Here's your intraday time frame. You have tested and fallen from the intraday VWAP pre-market, traded down below the bottom volatility band, but you've been pulling back since. Same scenario for the NASDAQ. Tesla posted deliveries at 9 a.m. That's why you got a massive bullish spike there. Apparently deliveries were good. Apple was sideways yesterday pretty much. Open, you had the open, and the open 30 minutes set the entire daily range pretty much. And then you traded inside of that for the rest of the day. You're coming in, opening around the bottom volatility band. So we would typically want to see it bounce from here if it's going to remain bullish. Microsoft still pulling back pre-market. Nvidia was pulling back pre-market, but it is now bouncing. So you're back to being positive, or at least above VWAP, intraday VWAP. So we want to see the risk markets find low a day. If Microsoft and Apple stay bearish all day and Nvidia finds a top, then Bitcoin could pull back much deeper. But we are going to be looking to potentially take longs on Bitcoin as long as it holds this area here on the VWAP. All right, going back over to Fartcoin, we're getting a little bit of a downside push here. So we'll see if the downside can continue here on Fartcoin. LPT, I'm glad I closed that trade out yesterday because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. That's so important. You have to learn how to do that. If the asset is not moving in your direction after multiple days, it's okay to close it because you can always re-enter. Pendle pushing up. So some of these things, Pendle is bearish, right? Pendle is bearish. So as long as yesterday's open holds as resistance, you can take a short on Pendle. Since you're trading up at the daily highs right now, would be pretty good time to potentially look for that short. Now, if you want to wait for a daily high liquidation, this is your daily high right here at 3.430. You got an intraday resistance coming in at what is it exactly? 3.411. So you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make. If Bitcoin stays bullish, it could potentially keep alts up. Let's go check dominance. Dominance was bullish yesterday. It's bullish today. You're above yesterday's high. That is upside continuation on dominance. So some alts are bearish. BSV, for instance, is down 7.8% today. So it's been going down all day. And LPT is bearish on the day. And Jasmy is bearish on the day. But Jasmy has already made a fresh daily low. So you can't be looking to short Jasmy. Right? All right, perfect. Oh, another thing, VIX is currently trading above yearly opening range. This is what it looks like on the daily. I love the daily setup or the daily structure. It looks bearish to me, the VIX does. But the only problem is I can't be looking to buy ES while the VIX is trading above 1721 because at the very minimum, we know that it could be looking to do a yesterday liquidation. We don't know that it will, but there's a probability that it does. If it's under the 7.21 level, then I want to be bullish risk, not bearish. All right? Because we've been trading basically all week this week above this level, but we have not been able to close above it. That is huge. Very, very important information. It hasn't been able to trade away from this level with any upside or downside continuation either. But since tomorrow, the big news is tomorrow. It's NFP. We could see sideways trading for the rest of the day. So tomorrow is going to be the important day for a lot of these things. Because if we fail here again today and into tomorrow, then we can look for a pretty sizable rip on risk. But if it continues to trade above, then we have to worry or wonder, not worry, because we're risk managers. We never have to worry about anything. We're in control of our fate. But if it's staying above 1721 and even above yesterday's high, we know there's a gap up here all the way up to $20. And that could be the ultimate target. So just be careful, be mindful of your surroundings, and let's see what we can do. All right. So currently I am sitting in a short on Fartcoin. It looks pretty decent for the short. I believe Hype is bullish. Also, Hype is bullish on the weekly and the daily still. So I don't love Hype for the short because the structure is still strong. So Pendle is the one that I would be more inclined to short today out of all of them. So I'm going to pull Pendle up. I don't have a position on it, so I'm going to pull it up and get ready for that position. All right, so we want to mark intraday res. We're going to mark intraday res just so we know where it is, because we're going to drop down here. I'm going to drop it like it's hot, or drop it low, whatever. Drop it low. That's like a 1990s song, ain't it? I'm a boomer. It's okay. All right, so yeah, we're going to watch this intraday level here, and as long as we're rejecting either one of these two levels, see, this is a good confluence. We got July and May's open here. We know we want to be short as long as we're under these levels. We do not want to be short if we're above them. Right? We do not want to be short if we're above them. Let's get our volume profile up so we can check where in the world is the POC. Ooh, I like where POC is. So we definitely have a lot of people up here looking to buy or sell. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So if you want to short it, you can short it now with a stop above the daily high. Or you can wait for a potential liquidation above the daily high. I don't know that you're going to get that. We just opened a brand new 30-minute candle. The last 30-minute period was bullish. So what we would kind of like to see is a midpoint break here. So as long as we're trading above the midpoint of the last 30-minute candle, we're going to see if it wants to do that high day liquidation first. We don't want to jump into the short just yet. We've got NASDAQ pushing up to VWAP. S&Ps are not. How can we see the monthly average volume with the VWAP? It's called an anchor VWAP. Paper W. Basically, you want to go to the monthly time frame. I have my monthly VWAP right here on my favorites bar. So what you can do is go over here to the forecasting and measurement tools. Click on that little arrow to get your drop down prompt. Come down here to anchored VWAP and make sure you put a little star beside of it. Once you do that, you simply click on it, go to the open of the month with your magnet tool on, and left click. And when you drop down into time, it's right here. So Pendle is actually structured bullishly since July's open. But if we go look at since June, since July just opened, you can see that you're very much bearish. Like that. So, yeah, you're bullish on the month according to volume. That just means there's more bids than asks for now. But volume, like candlesticks, only tell us where price has been or what it has done. It is never going to tell us what price is going to do. Therefore, we need a trading strategy that allows us to know where we want to put risk on and when we want to put risk on. Those areas will also tell us when we do not want to have risk on, right? Good. So Pendle pushing up, you just got a high day liquidation. We don't need to mark the high of day because we can see the high of day with our volume profile box. Now, since this is an illiquid asset, since this is an illiquid asset, the high of day is a little bit higher. That's because these candlesticks are calculated on midpoints. So literally, if right now, if you tried to buy this, you would get filled at 34, 3 spot 434 and not down here. That's why you got to be very careful with illiquid assets. But we know it has liquidated the high of day. It is currently doing that as we speak. So what do we want to see from here? We want to see a bearish reaction of some sort. We're on the 30-second time frame, so just be patient. I promise you, if there's a trade to make here, we're going to take it together. We're not seeing a spike in volumes up here, which we don't really need to either. We just want to see a bearish reaction. Let me see what is Bitcoin doing? Fartcoin is rejecting support, intraday support. So I'm going to go ahead and take what profits I have on the Fartster. Well, it's not enough. Really. I'll just leave it. Because if this works out, if the Pendle trade works out, I won't, the Fartcoin trade will be fine. Bitcoin is pushing back up the high of day. This is why everything is pushing up, right? Because Bitcoin is the ocean, alts are boats. If the ocean's tide is rising, then the boats obviously are going to rise with it. But since Bitcoin dominance is strong on some of these more weaker assets, we can look for shorts. But the reason we're not looking for longs is because everything is trading up at daily highs. I guess technically if you wanted to get long Fartcoin, you did get your pullback. I don't know if it's going to be the ultimate final pullback, but remember the daily structure on Fartcoin. The daily structure is more bearish, right? You're testing the 50 from under it. So that's only because of what we did yesterday. What we did yesterday has no bearing on what may or may not happen today. Each day is a new day. What happened yesterday does not matter. Pendle still pushing up. Let it liquidate, everybody. We want to watch how it reacts around the May or July open. Preferably the May. Preferably, I'd like to see it start getting weakness here. Like here, anywhere here, I can take a short and target. Well, it just depends. Is this going to be a downtrend? Because if it is, then I can take profits quickly, move my stop to break even. But notice down here, you've got weekly support. Weekly support. Yesterday, you traded into it. Today, you're trading away from it. This is a support test and hold. So it might not be a short, right? This is why we want to wait. We want to be reactionary. We don't want to be predictory. I don't think predictory is a word, but it is now. Look at this chat, man. Everybody in here is my number ones and number twos fans. 3. Love it. The hardcores are here. We run this shit. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to try to make some money today. I'm kind of wondering if I should take a long on Fartcoin because it is testing its intraday point of control here. So basically, if we got a 1 standard deviation move of just what we've already gotten today, Our potential upside target could put us up to 1.1220. We could test this. So there is upside potential here. Right? That wouldn't even be putting us up at yesterday's high. So we could target this, and that is still inside yesterday's range. You have a POC right there, could act as resistance. So if our coin holds this 1.0595 level, which is the midpoint of the weekly range that we're trading in, right? It's not last week's range. It's the range we're trading in. It's this candle's range because we're still trading inside of it. So if that holds a support, which it already has, that would be the entry. I'm going to put Pendle back up, though. I need to watch that because this one is the potential short. I also want to keep an eye on daily. Oh, we're way up. Way down below the 50. I'm not liking that too much, but we'll see what happens here. All right, Bitcoin is liquidating high of day currently. VIX also trading back under 1721, which is the yearly opening range. So now risk markets have switched back to more bullish on the day. Bitcoin is probably going to rip today. Let's go. Risk markets are bullish on the day. We're back above the daily open on the S&P. So this short on Pendle might not work out because everything is so freaking bullish. That usually sucks balls. Oh, it sucks if you're looking for shorts, right? Gold, roll over, you bastard. Bitcoin has liquidated day high, so maybe we can jump in a quick scalp on the fartster. Oh, it would suck so bad though. I like buying and selling specific levels. I hate just trying to catch momentum. I despise it. I would love to be. I should have bought that already. We should have jumped on that. It's all good. It's all good. We'll let it go. We're not going to chase price. Chasing price is literally the worst thing you can do as a trader. We're not really seeing any volumes up here. All right, so I'm going to take a very small position on Pendle. Go ahead and start 344 with 25% position size. Very small. Oh my God, liquidity is terrible in this freaking thing. Why did it? Hang on, this thing is 3, 4, 3, 6, 0. Okay, got my limit order in for the sell. Let's see if I can get a fill. We need an up move. You cannot market into Pendle. If you market order in, you're going to get filled way, way lower than you want to be. That literally just happened to me. Okay, I got filled on limit. So we'll see if it can roll over. And our risk is easily mitigated, right? If we take off to the upside, we're fine with exiting. We're fine with exiting. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so Pendle is up and going. I don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna take the risk. It's up 3.7% on the day. Just getting back to open would be a sizable move. Just getting back to the daily open. That's why I love alts, man. They just fly around like nobody's business. They like to move. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. You're welcome, Paper Wiggleman. You are welcome, my friend. Yeah, that's the reason. Like I look at like this indicator here is also a volume indicator, but it only indicates like over here you can see that there is a delta volume of 48% to the bid side, because you got 76.5 thousand on the buy, it's 46.7 on the ask, but that's from right here, from here to here, right? It doesn't give you volume by time. It gives you volume from when it switched from one delta to the other. So over here, this red spot, this red line, notice how it like hovers above the top of price. This is because the delta volume switched to negative. Right? So it's just, we want to see this delta volume here switch to negative. We haven't seen that yet. This way you don't have to pull up the cumulative volume delta. You can just run this indicator. This indicator is called the volumatic variable index dynamic range. I'll just type in average volume, and it is, where is it? Hang on. Right there. Okay, so just type in average, and you should see this indicator right here, volumatic variable index, big beluga, 7.4 thousand people are using it. And that's this indicator here, this yellow and green. Just shows you the cumulative volume delta, but on the price chart instead of under it. Instead of like an oscillator, it just pastes it into the trend. And this will switch with every time frame. So if we go to the 5-minute, you'll see that it's completely different. See? Completely different. It just lets us know, right? We're looking at the 30-second chart, so we want to see it flip and start to show us a bearish reaction. This isn't really a bearish reaction. I mean, clearly it bounced off of the level, but it's not like the best reaction so far. I would have liked to seen it trade up and then do that, right? In the opposite direction. It's an objective level. It's a perfect area to manage risk from. It's all technical analysis can do for us. It can tell us where we want to put risk. It can tell us when or if we even want to be in the market. It's a beautiful thing, because once you become a really good analyzer or an analytic, then you no longer need anybody's help. You know when and where, how, why, you know it all. And that's the goal of this channel. So now it's just sit and wait. Oh, Apple is pushing up high of day to 1334. Tesla is retracing some of that pre-market pamp. Gold is red on the day, gold futures. Nvidia pushing up to monthly VWAP. It has set a high of day. Nvidia high of day looks to be about 155.40. Microsoft's high of day is roughly around 493.53. Bitcoin is trading well above its monthly VWAP. Bitcoin futures on the CMEs. But Bitcoin is trading in the top edge of the 30-day volume band or volatility band. So here. Oh, here. Right here. So this is a monthly VWAP, but this is CME futures. And you can see on these are 30-minute candles, we're trading up at the top edge of the monthly volatility band. It's not necessarily a short signal. It's telling you that not only is this thing bullish, but it has a lot of momentum to the upside. And typically you don't want to short that. If you're trying to short things like that, you're doing this wrong. We're trend followers. We're not trend anticipators. We follow trend. That's the reason we're looking for the short on Pendle. It's bearish across all time frames. So if there's going to be an intraday pullback, we want to be positioned in the weakest asset for the short. That's the mindset behind this. Does not mean it will work. No, it does not. The best positions to take is to be bullish when everything is bullish and look to buy a pullback on the strongest asset. So right now on my watch list, on this watch list right here, the strongest asset is Fartcoin. It's up 4.25%. And then Pepe is up 3.68%. That's from the open, not from midnight, from the open. It's important that you guys are making sure that your daily candles are switching to a new daily on the open. It's so important. Some people have it set to midnight. At midnight, it creates a new daily candle. That is wrong. That is not what time these candles make new dailies. The new daily starts at 5 p.m. on FOREX, 8 p.m. on crypto, 6 p.m. on ES and NASDAQ oil gold futures. That is the open. It will always be the open. The midnight candle is absolutely useless. It's nothing opens at midnight. Your Asian session starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Your London session starts at 3 a.m. Eastern. New York session 9:30 Eastern. For Forex and crypto, the banks open at 8. So a lot of people call it the New York session 8 a.m. But the New York Stock Exchange doesn't open until 9:30. And that's when you get the most volume of the day. The last bit of the biggest volume comes in at 9:30. Between 9:30 and 10, then volume declines unless news or unless traders are jumping on a momentum asset. We don't have anything on the momentum scan. Let me hit the scan button and see if anything pops up. Nothing popped up. So let's see what we get on this scanner. We'll check percent gainers. So there are some things that are flying. Danik is up 144% on the day. It's up big. I don't know what this is, but it's not on my scanner for some reason. My scanner must be broken. I'm going to have to go back in and see what's going on with that. And then Mongo pumping hard. Or it pumped hard post and pre-market. It's coming off now. But Mongo has set an intraday support, hasn't it, so far? So now this would be your 5-minute close. This is the lowest close. So you don't want to see any 5-minute closures back under 266. If you're trading penny stocks. So if you're trading penny stocks and you're a momentum trader, then basically you're scalping fresh highs. Then 296 is where you would be setting a limit buy stop. 296, and you'd be scalping that up about 10 cents to 306. It's not my style of trading. Okay, we just got a 30-minute close on Pendle. We're getting a lower high. That is okay. Now we need to see a lower low. We did flip the cumulative volume delta to bearish, but then it flipped back to bullish. Basically, it's because it's an indicator, right? So these things switch when price trades through it. So it's green now. In order for it to switch back to red, price has to trade through this green line. Has to trade through it, and then it'll flip back to red again. Could take some time to suss out the top. Remember, it's very bullish today. A lot of bullish momentum in today's range. So people are probably buying it. On the hourly chart, cumulative volume delta is still bearish because of yesterday's move. But it's not looking bearish at all. We did just open this candle, but I'm not loving this close. Because look where your resistance is. It's the midpoint of this hourly candle. So the bullish momentum is holding strong. This short could get stopped. I wanted to see a much more bearish reaction than this. Not seeing a ton of volume come in here. That is a little bit concerning. Because everything is so bullish, usually trying to even do a short is ill-advised. SMLR. Can I look at ETH, SMLR and MSTR? Yeah. Similar. I know why you're buying this. You're buying this because they buy a lot of Bitcoin. I mean, they're not the best play on that, but they can get bullish continuation if Bitcoin does, because they do own quite a bit of Bitcoin. So, I mean, if that's why you're trading this, then obviously you want Bitcoin to be very bullish, right? Because you're buying this because of a Bitcoin sympathy trade. So in a sense, all you got to do is watch Bitcoin. But I know for a fact this is not the best play for what you're trying to achieve. They do own a lot of Bitcoin, but they're a scientific company. They're a medical company. They are not a blockchain company. So they're going to be traded based on their financials, what they're doing, what they're achieving, what new technologies are they bringing to the table, more than it's going to be traded based on what Bitcoin is doing. But since they do own so much Bitcoin, there will be sympathy moves off of Bitcoin. You're better off trading MSTR for that, as MSTR is a levered Bitcoin trade. And also Stark. It's actually STRK. It's not Stark. MicroStrategy Incorporated. This is an 8% Series A perpetual strike preferred stock. This is going to also be a sympathy Bitcoin trade. All right. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's bullish. Look to be a buyer of these things when Bitcoin is at support. Yesterday was the time to be a buyer on Bitcoin. At the lows or at 9 o'clock last night was when you should have been buying Bitcoin. Clearly you can't buy Stark and MicroStrategy and all that stuff at 8 or 9 o'clock. So yeah, I mean, there's that. But if Bitcoin's bullish, I don't see why they won't be bullish as well. Let's go look at Ethereum. It's looking almost exactly like all the other cryptos. I mean, exactly like them. But Ethereum is bearish. Yearly, you're bearish. You closed as a doji last month, so that's good, right? That means you rejected the lows. You rejected the 2024 yearly open. You rejected March's open. You traded down under it, but rejected back above it. So that is good. The only question is can it keep holding support? It is right now. It is right now. But as long as you're under, you're just still trading in this candle's range. And this is a breakdown candle. So as long as you are under this fib retracement right here and June's open, then the near-term threat is people will sell it for downside continuation. See how this works? Like you get a downside push, a downside push. This is a pullback, downside push, downside push. So downside push, pullback. And still right now, it's a pullback. If you're above this, then you can say, okay, it's now threatening to run above that high. That would be more bullish than bearish. But right now, it's a little more bearish. Now, what do we look like over here on the momentum? The momentum looks good. You're still holding bullish weekly momentum. That's good. But on the daily, the sellers are going to try to get in. They're going to expect downside continuation. This could also be very good for an upside move. Because if the sellers are wrong, and they could very well be, then all that sell side liquidity or those buy stops can help propel prices higher. Right? But the momentum on the daily is down. The weekly momentum will probably override the daily. So more or less, we can't say that this is a bear trap yet, because we have not taken out yesterday's high yet. So you just got to ask yourself, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to trade it as a bear trap? Well, if that's the case, then you're looking to be a buyer at support. If you want to trade this for potential continuation, then you need to be looking for a short. Right? No analytics will tell you what price will do. Nothing will. No matter how good you are, you will never know what price will do. But I would say, until proven otherwise, the bears are in control of this. It's different than Bitcoin, right? With Bitcoin, until proven otherwise, the bulls are in control of things. So with Bitcoin, it's up to the bears to take back control as the bulls have it. It's opposite with Ethereum. The bears have control. Right? But if Bitcoin breaks out today, then I would expect Ethereum should also. But there just isn't as much hype and as much, gusto in Ethereum anymore for some reason. If you look at ETH compared to Bitcoin, you can clearly see that Bitcoin is the better asset. Clearly see. Right? Let's take it off log so you can see reality. This is reality. I think too many people get so hyped on looking at a log chart. What they need to do is look at reality. Last time Ethereum was stronger than Bitcoin was back in 2017. Ever since, it's literally made lower highs. Now, with that being said, it did have a nice little bounce here in May. And although bears have not been able to, get any kind of good push back, the bulls are slowly maybe taking back control. You can say that until you get a dump. But I mean, it's a hard pitch. The pendulum is back up. We don't want to see this, right? We did not get that bearish reaction. Instead, what happened? It's literally pushing it higher. Bitcoin is staying bullish. But we're probably going to see Bitcoin break out here in a second. That's probably going to basically kill any of our shorts. Risk is bullish. The overall markets are bullish today. This is why I hate shorting markets when the overall market is bullish. Look at this. Look at NQ, man. It's about to make fresh daily highs. The opposite of bearish. Here's your VIX. I said before the market even opened, as long as you're trading under 1721, the risk is to the upside. The bulls will be in control. And that is what is happening. But whenever that's happening, it's very hard to win on the short side. But since we are shorting a weak asset, or an asset that is weaker, then maybe if we get a pullback on Bitcoin, this will play out for us. But as of right now, it is not working out. Not working out for us. You were looking to short what? Similar? Oh, Ethereum. Yeah, I like the short on Ethereum, but like I said, as long as everything is bullish, it's not a great trade. It's best to short weak assets in a weak market. It's best to buy assets in a strong market. This is why trend following is so very important. Even like it goes the same for the US stock market, right? There are so many stocks out there that are just weak. Take Pepsi, for instance. It's been weak across the board for 3 years. So naturally, you want to sell resistance, right? In something like this. Well, the argument would be made, maybe not when the overall market is super bullish. Maybe not when the overall market is super bullish. But yeah, I mean, this is trending down. It's well above our take profit level. So if you bought this trade with us on last Thursday, you seriously need to think about taking profits because it hit our target. We were risking $100 to make $200. We got that. We got more than that. Right now, my unrealized gain is 242. So that's what yours should be. So take profits. Pay yourself for taking the risk. If you bought it to be a long-term buy and hold, that's different. But we were looking at the trade, right? Longer term end of year target would be around 140. But by the time you get to the end of year, like if you just trade sideways for the rest of the year, you're going to lose all that premium. When you're trading options, it's best to get out of your, or at least take profits on your trade because options expire. Options expire. If you want to do a buy and hold, then you buy shares. You don't buy options. So I'm going to close that Pepsi trade. I can always re-enter on a new trade once support is found, right? So I'm going to send a closing order on that Pepsi trade. Good job. All right. Order has been set. Let's see if someone is out there willing to buy my call at 240. I paid $450 for the call. I am now trying to sell that same call for $720. Error code. You already have a closing order. Oh, okay. All right, that's sent. Bitcoin pulling back off the daily highs real fast. That's what we want to see, is that will help our little short trade maybe. A lot of volume up here. This could also propel Bitcoin much higher. Let's go check Binance liquidation map. Looks like the bigger threat is to the upside on the near. I mean, you got one gigantic spike there, but let's check this one. This is all exchanges. Yeah, there's more liquidity to chase to the near term to the upside. We'll see if our short works or not. We are short Pendle. If you are just joining us, we took a short up here at the May open. We're looking to short this one because this one is bearishly structured overall on most every time frame. And the bears are in control of daily momentum. That's why we chose this one to short instead of shorting Bitcoin or any other strong asset. We look to short the weak assets. We look to buy the strong assets. We are trend followers, not trend predictors. Greetings, boss. Late today. What's up, VT Billions? Traded BNB during the Asian market. Bought low of day. All thanks to you. Hey, it's not thanks to me. It's thanks to you. You did it. Let's go look at BNB. Is it a crypto or is that a... Yeah, it's a crypto. I don't know why I don't see this. I guess this isn't on... I'll go to the futures contract. Damn. You bought it at the open. Low of day. Nice job. This thing is so illiquid, even hourly candles are ugly. Be very, very careful with something like this. Maybe it's just on this exchange. Maybe it's more liquid on other exchanges. Let me go look. Yeah, it looks much better on the perpetual swap contract. Yeah, good job. Good job. It got that Bitcoin sympathy. Bitcoin sympathy. It looks exactly like Bitcoin. Look at that. I mean, people are going to be buying Bitcoin hand over fist today simply because of this. They're going to get mad because they missed it and now they got to chase it, right? FOMO. And that can literally hurt or destroy a short. Yeah, good job. Good job, anybody that bought the Asian Open because of a low day liquidation. Good job. You did it, not me. You've been listening and you did it. So kudos. Now, what you need to do is do that consistently. Not every single day, though, because it doesn't work every single day. Yesterday was a potential weekly low. We know that, candlesticks like to put in lows or highs really early on. So, yeah. But not always. And the weekly lows are set on Tuesdays 25% of the time when it comes with Bitcoin. Not very often, but it was a good buy because it was a support test. You were testing the 50, you were testing daily 21. There were like 3 confluent reasons to be a buyer on Bitcoin yesterday evening. There was a much better odds or a much better probability betting on the longs. So what's Fartcoin doing? It's Fartcoin is actually struggling here. So we might get another support test on Fartcoin. I'm actually wondering now. Let's see how, if it, like on this pullback, let's see if 40% of the volume can hold. So that would be your value area low would be around 565. Sorry. 1.0565. That's only 40% of the volume. If we make that 70%, which it's supposed to be, obviously it'll be much bigger. The value area low will be much lower. Value area low on 70% of the daily volume would be 1.0435. just under intraday VWAP. I'm having trouble getting filled on that Pepsi. Why hasn't that filled yet? You know what? I'm just going to take it off. I'll give it a day or so more. I will exit the Pepsi trade if it starts to close trade back under 133.51 because I want to keep my $200, right? I don't want to lose the 200. So I'll set an alert here. And if it trades back down there, I'll close it out. All right, so I'm gonna, Pendle is pushing, breaking out. So getting out of that first position there because it's above the May open and I don't love it. Yeah, I'm not going to, yeah, I don't love this move here. Where's Fartcoin at? Just still did not test that 50%, that 50% retracement. These things are getting ready to rock. Yeah, good job everybody that got long yesterday. That was the trade to make for sure. But I wanted to come into today's stream without having on any positions. That way I could take the trades with you. So clearly people are getting stopped out here. We did not get the reaction we wanted to see on this. It's just getting all that bullish sympathy from Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is actually pulling back a little bit, so that's going to help alts be even stronger. Yeah, they all look good. Pendle exploding to the upside. Yep, that's how it goes. This is why I said enter it with a small position. Too much bullishness. It's almost impossible to make money on the short side when everything's bullish. I mean, you can keep trying all you want, but you're gonna find out. You're gonna FAFO. You're gonna find out that it does not work. Shorts work when everything is weak. When everything is bearish, when the VIX is ripping to the upside, that's when you want to look for shorts, right? Unless you're shorting something that's inherently weak, because we've been making money to the short side on the weaker ones, right? Pretty much since last Thursday. But there's just too many shorts got caught off sides on Bitcoin. Too many people caught off sides. We also have NFP tomorrow, so this is a thin liquidity move. Very thin liquidity. You can see either very small ranges or very big ranges. There's less people trading today than there were yesterday because tomorrow is NFP. There's just not a lot of volume being traded. Today's volume bar will be bigger than yesterday's probably by the end of the day. It's a bullish engulfing at support. It's a bullish signal. Yeah, Pendle might reject the July open, but I just don't love the short. It's completely retraced this gigantic move to the downside. It's given back all of that. What's gold doing right now? Gold just cannot break down. Just cannot break down. It is just too strong. It's barely down on the day. Such a small range inside day on gold. I figure if it's going to break down based on a liquidation break, it should have already done so. The fact that it is not, it means that people are literally buying support. This is probably going to rip again. Notice the trend up. This is your consolidation. That is called a bull flag. So people are buying support, anticipating another leg higher. And they look to be right, seeing how it can't break down. Can I check out Riot? Pendle, best entry to short. It's not a short. We just got stopped out of it. I don't understand why you're asking best entry for a short. Unless you just showed up. If you just showed up, yeah. It's really not rejecting. It's not a short. Not today, not yet. If it rejects the July open, maybe you can short it there, where it's trading right now. But it doesn't mean you're going to make money. Yeah, the sellers' backs are against the wall now. Look at the 30-minute candle closures. Like, you just broke out and closed strong. So basically, you don't want to see price trading above 3.459. Otherwise, it's threatening higher prices. It's literally going up. It is not showing you a short. Not a short. Might be, but I jumped out of it. I'm not going to set in it and let it just go against me and go against me and go against me. Fartcoin's up 4.5% on the day. Hype's up Hype is up 4.5%. Fartcoin is up 4.7%. So Fartcoin isn't really, it's struggling to rip. So I think it's because of the VWAP. July's VWAP is putting pressure on the Fartcoin. As long as Bitcoin don't have a big strong move lower, or just a cut loose and go down, I think Fartcoin could rip. I just don't like buying the high of day. It's already up 5%. Already up 5%. Yeah, I'd be careful shorting anything. There's just so much bullish momentum out there. Yeah, risk is up on the day. I mean, over here. Nasdaq up on daily highs. Risk trading above intraday VWAP. You got Tesla up on the day. Apple up on the day. MSFT, Microsoft up on the day. Nvidia ripping. Nvidia is making almost fresh 2-day highs. Your advanced decline line on the day is up positive almost 500. Everything is bullish. Pendle is the one that is structured the weakest as far as long term, but today it's just got a lot of bullish sympathy from Bitcoin. So maybe it rolls over now, right? Now that it got the most of everybody out of it, maybe it rolls over now. It's just not a great trade. Somebody said, what? Yeah, Riot moves with Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin sympathy trade. I'm glad I didn't sell calls on it. It was rejecting, but it ain't anymore. Bitcoin is super bullish. Bitcoin has been super bullish for a long time, right? All these Bitcoin trades are going to go up when Bitcoin goes up. That's why people buy them. Riot and Mara have been struggling a little bit more, but it is what it is. It's up on the year now. It just became positive on the year. This day right here, you got positive on the day. So that happened at the very end of June. Bitcoin's been positive on the year for a long time. So it doesn't trade one for one with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been positive on the year since April 22nd. And pretty much just been going up. Then it set an all-time high and has since traded back into the range, but it is still structured bullish. The momentum is still with the bulls. But Riot and Mara haven't been doing that. Or at least Riot. Riot just got back to positive on the year. But Mara isn't even positive on the year yet. So all your Bitcoin sympathies still have plenty of room to the upside. When Bitcoin breaks out of the all-time high and starts to really, really rip, like once we start getting rate cuts and stuff, these things are probably going to fly. Mara is like a really good one to sell puts on when it's down, not up. When it's down. But yeah, Riot has a very, very nice looking erect candle on the day. You okay? All right, let's go back over here to Pendle. Is it not rejecting? No, it is not. So you don't want to really see that. Right? Like your intraday trend is up. Everything is up. Everything is super bullish. Instead of liquidating and then doing what we usually see on those liquidation breaks, it's accumulating the gains. That's a continuation pattern, not a reversal pattern. On the reversals, we want to see a liquidation in just a little bit of time, and then we want to see it break and then break. This is doing the exact opposite of that. It is consolidating gains. It's a bull flag. And now you have your momentum scalpers, the ones that are jumping in to scalp a couple cents. Now they're in this. Now they're jumping on it. So you just, it's like everything is against the short. Everything. Mr. Pepsi had a big run yesterday, but it isn't gaining any of this bullish momentum. Let's see. Is there anything firing up on the hot list? Any new? Anything new? No, the same ones. But they're losing steam. Ooh, this one dropped. Let's see if this was a liquidation on the lows. Give me 1 minute. So it reclaimed the level though. Mogo. Man, this thing might have potential to go. If it can hold here. There is. And then you're pretty much it. That's it. That's it. That's all you got. Penny stocks are so dangerous. You got to reclaim that 273 before you can start to be a buyer again, because even though they bought it post and pre-market, the sellers have been owning this for the first few minutes of the market here. Daily high is going to be 3.83. Daily low is 232. So basically, you do not want to see a 5-minute closure back under 249. Otherwise, that low of day is being threatened. Fartcoin's holding support. Should we buy Fartcoin? Let's try it, I guess. What do we got to lose? A couple dollars? All right, what am I buying? An old 30-minute resistance. Bitcoin's up 2.5%, almost 2.5%. Let's go, Bitcoin. You need to start ripping. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of June's VWAP on Bitcoin because it tested it last night, held, and see ya. So just remember 105,784. I mean, June's VWAP is in there, but we're in a whole new month now. We're in July now. So we need to worry about July, not June. June was another higher monthly close. So your high month close. Looks like we have set the low of week and the low of month yesterday. Potentially the low of the month. The low of the week. That was such a good buy. I'm so proud of some of y'all. Fartcoin just made a fresh 30-minute low. Why is... So you just made a fresh 30-minute low here. This is crazy. So maybe, wait, we'll see. Maybe it's going to take off now to the upside. We've been trading in 30-minute sideways, 30-minute candles here. So if it can rip to the upside now, then I mean, I don't think you're going to get another lower support test than that. I think that's pretty much, that's going to probably be the end of it, right? It's still an inside hourly, though. Are the sellers going to win that out on the day? So we literally shorted the worst one. We shorted Pendle because it was and has been so weak. It is still weak. So, I mean, if these things start to lose their bullish momentum, maybe Pendle will still be a good short. You're still trading under yesterday's open. All right. It's just because we got stopped out for taking this trade down here doesn't mean that it won't ultimately work out today. And it is losing a little bit of steam. Since I did only lose a couple dollars on the Pendle short, I guess I can try it one more time. I don't love buying Farcoin because everything is at the highs. And I hate buying highs. I don't like shorting highs either when everything's bullish, but if it loses its momentum, then I definitely want to be short. It's just so difficult to get a good fill on this thing. And it is not bearish either, but July open. What is that on weeks? 3, 4, 5, 8, 2. All right. I got a limit order set. I don't know if I'm going to get filled or not. I didn't pay attention to what that 30-minute low was on Fartcoin. $106.33. What do you guys think? Should we buy Fartcoin for the rip or should we short Pendle? I don't want to do the opposite, and I don't want to be long and short one, because then I just don't want to do that on today. Tomorrow is going to be the day. I just feel like Fartcoin is struggling to break down here. And everything is bullish. It's trading tighter and tighter. But which one? Weak ones are pumping hardest today. The weakest one is up 10% on the day. I don't know. I don't have anything that's up 10%, but yeah, it does appear like that. Just because your technical signal tells you to do something, it doesn't mean the trade will ever work. This is why we have to use stops. I can't say that enough. You know what I mean? It's so vital that you understand that. Just because you have a technical signal, it does not mean your trade will work. I guess Fartcoin is the one that's closest to the 50, isn't it? Yeah, hype is bullish. That is trending. LPT's not doing nothing. Pendle's far away from the 50 here. Maybe that's what it is. The traders are just like, nah, it's too far away. But on Fart, they're like, yeah, it's good right here. And W, that's one we looked at yesterday. W holding that bullish Momo also. I didn't even look at W. W's actually a good long, I think. I think I want to trade W long. It actually has cleaner price action here. We go 4 hour. Yeah, it's trading above last 4 hour high. 1 hour left on the close. See, it's trading inside this candle right here. So I don't love this setup because this could end up being a bearish engulfing. But since everything is bullish and everything's got bullish momentum today, I think the bulls would eventually win out, you would think. Bullish momentum is holding on the daily. It held the close yesterday. So the July open, in a sense, is daily demand on W. I mean, yeah, I just clicked on it way too late, I think. Okay, so we'll see if, yeah, I think I like this. The setup just looks cleaner on W. I don't love the short on Pendle, and I don't love the long on Fartcoin. Because Fartcoin on the daily is a sell now, on the daily time frame. And it's so close, like, this thing has so much volatility, just a spike above and below the market to liquidate. You could easily spike above the high of day, and you could easily spike down to here, right? Just to liquidate this range. You've been trading inside this range since the London session. This candle is your range right here. This hourly candle. You're stuck in that. And then if you go to where this low was set for the London session, you could argue and say you're stuck in that range, which would be a 4 hour range. So you're trading inside the last 4 hour candle. It just makes it more difficult to manage risk on it because you could easily spike over high of day and you could easily spike under that 4 hour candle. But the daily showing a short, and you're rejecting the July VWAP right now on Fartcoin. So if you want to short it, I guess you can, right? It's the one that's actually showing a signal. And then W is showing a bullish signal. But if things lose that bullish momentum, which Bitcoin has not lost that bullish momentum yet. It is losing it, but it hasn't lost it. Damn it, dude. And now Fartcoin's up 5%. All right, so let it liquidate high of day and see what happens after. Damn it. It's just a cleaner setup. See, this would be your fake run down lower, sets the low, then up, and then you pull back, and now you're seeing continuation. But it doesn't have to stay like that. It's just what it has done. Starting to see a little bit of a volume spike up here now, but nothing major. No real clean setup, is there? I mean, it's clean off of the July open. Just high of day would be risk on Pendle. Or a little bit above it, right? Fartcoin for the short would probably be liquidation then short, or you could short the June open as long as you're trading under it. Trading above it gives too much risk to liquidate top side. Since Pendle is somewhat losing its bullish momentum, maybe it's going to drop here shortly. Maybe, but it's still trading. That's a freaking monster 4-hour candle on Pendle. Yeah. Ooh, Pendle's coming up to that. Close to that. Did not quite hit oversold. We liquidated this low and then it got bullish momentum. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I love the Pendle short. There goes the lick on Fart. You're getting ready to smoke the high of day on Fartcoin. W is just too far off that level for me to short, I mean to get long. We got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. Let's see how it closes. Let's see if it closes higher or lower. You are testing a 4-hour supply candle on Pendle, but it tested that yesterday. And then it rolled over hard. So it just doesn't feel like a short. What's up, Nick? You're welcome, my friend. How are you doing today? LRC USD spiked up. LRC. Yeah, we can look at LRC to see if it's a trade. I don't have that on watch. Yeah, it's got a lot of bullish momentum. It does look terrible, though. Yeah, you just made fresh all-time lows. I mean, maybe it would be a short, or just not today. So you just made fresh all-time lows. I can short it only if it rejects 0.0793. That's the only way. There's a lot of momentum in this daily. But buyers are going to be buying it down there. Right? So, I mean, it's not the best setup. It isn't. Your crypto play, look at Bitcoin. Everything's getting sympathy off of that. It's going to be hard to short anything today. I don't think you're going to make money on the downside today in the crypto world. Unless you shorted BSW. Like, it's the only thing getting nuked. So maybe the LRC, maybe it does the same thing that this is done, but it's still up. Still got a lot of momentum in it today to the upside. Maybe tomorrow that one would be better. And then Jasmine, it got nuked earlier, but now it's finding support even. This indicator is so lagged. On the higher time frames. I do not like that indicator on the high time frames. It is garbage. Yeah, maybe Jasmine, because it's just so weak today, but notice this volume building up down here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. Maybe that's one to look for a short, because it is way weaker than everything, but there's a lot of volume to chew through down here. That's going to be an issue for downside continuation. Maybe wait for a spike like this on Jasmine. Let it give itself a nice spike. Like back up into here. And then see if resistance comes back into it. Like if you start seeing volume build up here, then maybe that would be one to short. But while Bitcoin is just making fresh daily high after fresh daily high, it's going to be very difficult to short any crypto. Like Farcoin's up 7% now. It was up 4% a minute ago. We should have bought, I should have bought Farcoin earlier. Because this was our target up here. Around 1.1220. I just missed it. This would have been the time that it retested it, and then it never came back. Yeah, Pendle is... Did you get that 5 and a higher close? Not yet, but it's working on it now. Working on it now. Can we look at Intel? Yeah. Yeah, the market has moved already for sure. Yeah, I'm not looking to put on any new positions right now. Intel. Intel might be trying to find support. It's been stuck in this range for a very long time. So, I mean... Okay, so you're in this candle's range. This bullish quarter. You're in the bullish quarter range. You're testing the 618 of that quarter. So this is a good spot to hold as support. It's also really close to the midpoint of your last bullish follow-through candle on the weekly. So it could be finding support today, like literally right now. As long, like I like it above 2210. If it can hold 2210, that's also where your POC is, but I don't know if it's there intraday. It's not there intraday. Yeah, I mean, you got a clear hourly support of 2165. As long as that holds, I like it higher. Intel. Yeah, 30 minute isn't going to do much better. 15 minute gives you a 2160 support. So what can we do with 2160 on Intel? So let's pull up the option chain. Damn it. Option chain over here. Close that. Stupid ass Pendy. Go up here to the option chain. Let's look at 30 days. These options are tight. 2160 would be support. These are cheap. Okay, these are dollar wides here. 22 will be out of the money if it drops back under $22. So $21.99, you're out of the money. So you can buy the $22 or $21 strike, and that is way out. 198 days. January 16 is the expiration. And I think it would be an easy trade if you look at the premium here, the premium. There is not a lot of difference between these two strikes. 294, 240. There's what? A 45 cent wide for a whole dollar move. So this would be an easy to manage risk trade. So we could buy the 22 strike. Shit. We can, what in the hell? This thing, give me my arrow back. Thank you. Buy the 22 strike. And then basically, if you get like close to the end of the day today, and if you're trading under this 2161, then you can exit the position, right? Because what you're hoping for today is that it holds intraday support and trades higher. And then the target on something like that would be, I don't know, $2. So 2360. Well, that puts you above that key swing. Yeah, $23. I mean, you're only going to make about $50-$60 on that. It's not a fast mover. So it's just an easy to manage risk, right? It's just easier to manage your risk. So I bought it. If it breaks out, then I'll take profits. Simple as that. If it closes under 2161 today, then I'll exit it today at the end of the day. I'll just close it out. Right? That's how you can play Intel. If you want to buy it for a long-term hold because you think it has put in a bottom here, then just buy shares. Don't buy premium because premium expires. So the algo has a falling wedge. That's probably the bigger pattern. So a lot of stock traders do trade patterns, unfortunately. This gives you a $49 target. I would not expect that, clearly. But if you look at all of these things, there's so many different patterns in here. There's only one bearish target of 1530 or 1550. We'll just call it 1550 for simplicity. Most of the patterns that you can draw on this is going to give you bullish targets. Now, I think the trade on Intel makes sense to be long. If you want to buy shares, buy shares. You can hold it for a very long time. You're above your yearly opening range on it, so you're bullish on this year, but it's in a 6-year downtrend. Well, it had an up prior year, so yeah, it's just been falling, right? It's been falling ever since 2020. It hasn't made a fresh yearly high since 2020. Every single year since 2020 has made a lower high. So it's in a downtrend, right? A 5-year downtrend, 6-year downtrend. But it's been consolidating these prices for so freaking long. Since the second half of last year. August of last year, you've been in this consolidation formation. So yeah, I mean, I think you could see it move up. It has to hold support for me right here. If we lose that, then I'll exit my position. Very easy to manage risk on this. So there we go. We'll put Intel on the watch. And I took that trade right now. I mean, this trade is a sit and hold trade, right? It's not a scalp. Has W moved up? Not yet. W still consolidating. I think if W can hold 7,144 for like the majority or the rest of the day, maybe this is something we can look for tomorrow. Remember, W's on the watch list. It is overall bearish. It's got weekly divergence, a ton of it. But the reason we put W on the watch list is because it's got unusual volume. So here of like since June 26th, you've seen an unusual amount of volume. So we want to look for bullish trades on W. Daily support is so close to July's open, it's really not even use marking, but I guess we can. W, the long on W yesterday did not work out. But I need a retest. I don't want to buy it up here in the top half. Like, if I'm going to buy that top half, I want to buy it as close to the midpoint as possible. July's open or daily support. I mean, we just missed it. I didn't look at it fast enough. Because the daily support test would have clearly, in hindsight, been the most perfect entry. And I don't have anything open right now. I don't know why that Pendy did not close earlier, but it's closed. The pendle is going higher. It's literally ripping faces off. There's not much to do here crypto-wise, because Bitcoin is just making fresh daily high after fresh daily high. It's putting a sympathy bid under the market. On their whole crypto market. The only thing that's bearish is BSW and Jasmy. And Jasmy is just so disgustingly weak. It would be hard for me to buy that for a sympathy long. I think there are better things to look for sympathy long wise. But not today. Not today, like VT said, for sure. We were in the wrong. We shorted Pendy and we got stopped out. Pendle was the best one to short. Out of all the ones that we had a setup on, this one was it. It just did not work. So that is why we have to use stops, because we can't see into the future. But it's clearly getting a sympathy bid off of Bitcoin. Fartcoin was lagging that sympathy bid, but it's clearly getting it now. So if you want to watch Fartcoin for bullish entries, I have no problem with taking longs on Fartcoin as long as it's holding the June open as support. I don't want to see a single candle close under it. Like, at best case scenario, you wick down to it and then immediately bounce. But remember, it is showing a bearish signal on the daily time frame. It's right now, testing the 50 right now. I'd say people are basically looking at this for risk management. For shorts. I don't think you should short it, not with Bitcoin being so bullish, but I mean, if you are looking for shorts on Fartcoin, 1.0962, not a single close above it. I think you're going to find, it may find support though. There's just so much chaos intraday. There's so many people making trading decisions. It's impossible to guess which way it's going to go. But I like this Bitcoin breakout today. I really like that. I love it. It looks really good. And you're trading above resistance right now. That is freaking fantastic. Upside continuation would be my expectation if the jobs number is good tomorrow. If we get a really shitty jobs number, I wouldn't doubt every bit of this getting retraced to the downside. I don't think there is a shitty jobs number anticipated. We can look at what they're anticipating, maybe. They are actually anticipating a shitty jobs number. They're even anticipating higher unemployment. So let me screenshot this because I know you can't see it. Let's... Right here. So they're anticipating a 110 on the jobs. So anything higher than 110 is going to be a beat of expectations. Anything higher than 139 is going to be a good number tomorrow. So a 139 here or 140. Oh, I'm on that. Hey, dumbass, you got to get off that. There we go. They're like a 140 here. And then a 4.2 here or 4.1 would be a big beat. And anything above 50.5 would be a beat there. Right? So 51. That would be a beat. And then that would give you bullish upside continuation on Bitcoin. I don't think like anything under 90 would be terrible, right? And then 4.5 would absolutely be not good. So big misses, then who knows what Bitcoin will do, right? It's one thing to get the news and even know what the news is. It's entirely something different trying to anticipate how the market's going to react to the news. It's literally impossible. The important thing to take away from Bitcoin is today it is super bullish, and I would expect upside continuation. You're literally 3.15% off the all-time high. Will people short the trend line? Probably, right? But I mean, trend lines are very subjective. Unless you encapsulate all wick highs like I've done here, then it's not, but it just depends on, are you looking at it on log or not from there. It looks like it doesn't matter. It looks like that trend line gets all the highs, no matter if you're on log or off log. So, yeah, I'm sure people are going to take profits into that, especially if they bought last night at the open. They are up nice. Very strong move today. And I would expect continuation off of that on good numbers tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we will be live a whole hour ahead of time because NFP comes out at 8:30. And we'll at least know what the numbers were, and then that can help us with our trading decisions tomorrow. But it looks like most things are going to be bullish across the board. The VIX is trading at lows of day. Low of day. See? At the beginning of the stream, I said this looks really, really good. As long as it's trading under 1721, I would expect upside on risk. This looks really, really good. This is a 4-day rejection of the yearly opening range. I would expect downside continuation on the VIX or upside continuation on risk. That is if we don't get a travesty tomorrow from the news. If the news is good, I would expect upside continuation across the board. Our pendle short got, yes, it did. No, I'm not entering anything for the rest of the day because it's just too late. Yeah, we took the short. I hate shorting bullish markets, but it was literally the only thing that was providing a setup. Everything else was just at highs of day. And you can buy daily highs, but it's never fun because you don't know if it's going to continue or not. But a July open test was what I would have been looking for, and we didn't get it. And that happened before we went live anyway. Yeah, I went live at 9:15, and we were already trading up here. And it just never looked back. And there's so many stuck shorts right now. I would expect this to continue. I would not expect a huge downside move today unless Trump comes out and says something stupid. And I very seriously doubt he's going to do that because his goal is to be at all-time highs or above them when the midterm elections roll around. So Trump is likely going to be more bullish for the markets for midterms. And I said this at the beginning of the year when everybody was acting like we were going to see a bear market. He's going to want the markets up on highs for midterms so he can get a Republican sweep. Right? That's what he wants. More Republicans in office helps him pass things, get things done. And the best way to do that is to be a very, very dovish. So I'm expecting markets to continue. I'm not expecting him to come out and start a new war or nothing. If Powell comes if he gets in line and starts cutting interest rates, that's also going to propel the markets higher. Like we're literally seeing the markets pricing in a rate cut right now. We've been seeing Bitcoin price in a rate cut for days now. Bitcoin's been pricing in rate cuts since back here. Bitcoin is bullish. It doesn't make sense to look for shorts in the crypto market unless the asset is just so weak, like a Jasmy or something like that. I mean, you're still bearish on the day with this. Like if you must trade, Jasmy's rejecting the VWAP, so there would have been one maybe. If you must take a trade today, and it must be a short, then watch Jasmy, I guess. It's the only one that hasn't failed. All right, does anybody have anything they want me to take a look at for tomorrow? Do you see something that I am not seeing for tomorrow? And we'll look at it. Flipping. Yeah, it's up. It's flipping a little bit. But it's coming into this VWAP area here. So beware. Pendle 5% up on the day. This stupid piece of garbage. We're good. W just not getting any kind of crazy volume today. Even Pepe is ripping today. And we'll keep Intel on watch just to see if it trades up and out of this region here. I called a fart short 20 minutes ago, but it already moved. Calling it and doing it are two different things. I don't want you to focus on calling things and trying to remember when things worked, because you can never predict what price will do. From the time you set your entry till the time you take your profits, it's not about you, right? It isn't because you called it. I want you to understand that, because I think a lot of retail has this idea flipped where they think they can call things. Well, sure, anybody can do a coin flip and call it, or you might have a pitchfork up there or whatever, right? But you don't know that it's going to work. I don't want you to look at it in terms of I called this, because calling stuff isn't going to, it might get you follows on social media, but it ain't going to make you money. I'm trying to get you to learn how to make money. Yeah, and to be honest with you, even if you did top tick that, you're still barely up. You barely made anything. Fartcoin's up 5.6% on the upside. So your short that you called is a 1% trade. It's a nothing burger, right? So try not to look at it in terms of I called it. Because it's better if you have your analysis situated to where you have a bias. Your bias says you should be bullish or bearish, and then you take a trade at a level and then try to get consistent in doing that. And then over time, you'll start to see that you're losing less and you're making more. And that's the goal. Make more than you lose over time. We should not have we've been shorting almost everything, but it's no longer time to short things, right? Bitcoin was so bullish today, there just wasn't a trade to take on it. Fartcoin would have been better off to buy here than anything else we've done, as we would have got a 3% move up. But this Fartcoin still has an upside target of 111. 111.80-ish. It can move that much further. If it continues to go down and you're in the short, well, obviously good, right? I want you to make money, but it is the one that is showing a potential rejection here based on the 50, but we've known that since the very beginning of the stream. Like, it's the only one out of all my watch list that is testing the 50 from underneath. So it is going to be the one that struggles the most to break out. More than likely. The probabilities say that short algo's firing up. But it doesn't mean you're going to get continuation off of that. In fact, if the buyers protect the June open, those shorts are going to provide fuel to the upside as they get triggered on the stops. I just can't buy Fartcoin because on my rules, the day says to be short, right? But the overall market is so bullish right now, I'm just not going to trade it. I tried to short one that it was already showing us weakness. It just didn't work. And that happens. That happens almost every single week. You will get stopped out of one or two trades. But the majority of the trades we've taken have been winners. We've gotten stopped out of a couple. We've won a lot. Even Pepsi is now bouncing off the daily lows. So even Pepsi is now starting to show some of that bullish sympathy. Pepsi was bearish all morning. Now look at it. It's just made fresh daily highs. Everything is bullish. Across the board, your VIX is lower. Nvidia is up on the day. Microsoft up on the day. Apple up on the day. Tesla up on the day. NQES both up on the day. You have almost a 1,000 on the ADD. If we look at our market watch, Market watch, a lot of stuff is bullish here. And then if we break it down per index, where's it at? Right here. The 100, it's mixed. The S&P's mixed on the day. So it's not uber bullish, but because tech is, the S&P is. So that means the IWM probably is not as bullish today. That's the one ticker I am not watching. Let's see it. I bet it is probably pretty neutral. Well, it is neutral. It's trading inside of yesterday's range, but it is up on daily highs. So if this breaks out, and it does look like it's trying to, the IWM, I do expect it to go up over time, right? I expect it to go over time. You're above the 200 simple, you're above the 200 EMA, and the 21 is caressing and holding price to the upside. Your bullish momentum is structured up, and weekly is up. You're actually seeing 2 weeks of expansion and continuation to the upside. So IWM is currently moving up. If it breaks out and continues to move up, that's going to put further buying pressure on the ES futures. Because right now, the futures are going up more or less based on tech. If the overall market becomes bullish, then ES is going to fly. What's the VBIX doing today? VBIX. So even the volatility of volatility is on the lows. And then there's your VIX printing fresh daily lows. Fresh daily lows. Here's your 1-day chart. So you are making fresh daily lows right now on the VIX. Yeah, it's hard to be bearish anything right now. It's really hard for me to short things right now. But people love to short, right? That's where what everybody wants to do is the short. I want to short it. I want to short it. People love to short it. And I see why. I mean, you take the stairs up, the elevator down. I know why. I've been trading for a long time. This is what I do for a living, so I get it. I understand. It's just much funner when things get wrecked because they get wrecked so much faster and the moves are bigger. But it's just easier to make money being long in a bull market. Look at Fartcoin now. Right? It's starting to threaten daily highs again. It's up 6%. Yeah. I mean, if you get downside continuation, you got really lucky because you did it literally against all odds. Everything else is up. It just so happened to work. I like to be on the side of I like for the probabilities to be on my side. When you got those probabilities, you're good. Okay. Are you? No, I am not entering Fartcoin. I trade on weeks. This one right here. Weeks. Yep. This is what I trade on. There's a link in the description that'll save you 20% on fees if you want to use it. Obviously, you don't have to. There's so many exchanges out there, but this is the one I trade on. And then there's my hot list, if you will, the ones that we're tracking on a daily basis because they move a lot. And don't go by what these percentage changes because they go by midnight, I think. I'm not quite sure what they go by. But on mine, the daily open hype is up 5%. So I don't know why they have hype down on the day. It is not. The daily candles start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See, it's not even down. It's not even down. I mean, the day is up. Even if you look at it since midnight, it's up. There's midnight. It's up. I'm not exactly sure how they're saying it's down. But yeah, I got Bitcoin, Ethereum, BCH. Wait, no, that ain't my hot list. This is my hot list. W, Pendle, LPT, which this one's probably going to come off the hot list. It does move a lot, but it's very expensive to trade. The funding rate is terrible on that. Hype, Boom is also not a good one to trade. It just doesn't have no liquidity. 282,000 coins traded today. That's not... I like millions traded. Millions. Millions. That's what we want. We want to trade things that are millions in volume, not hundreds of thousands. But yeah, that's what I trade on. And I do have a link that'll save you 20% on fees in the description. But I'm, more or less just trying to help people learn. Pendle did dump a little bit. I don't know if it did. It's up 5%. No, it's not dumping. It's up 5.26%. It was only up 3.6% when we were trying to short it. It's down less, like 0.5% from the highs, from the daily highs. That's not dump. Dump is like down 8 or 12. Here, BSW is dumping. This is dumping, right? This is dumping, and it has been dumping for days. Pendle is up. It's almost a bullish engulfing. It's not dumping. It's barely off the highs. Barely off the highs. LPT's on highs. FART is basically on daily highs. As your daily candle, you're literally trading at the highs. Bitcoin is at daily highs, trading above resistance. LPT making fresh daily highs. Jasmy is above the midpoint now on the daily range. So Jasmy looked like it was going to potentially reject the VWAP, the July VWAP. Well, it's going back up for another retest. If you're going to short something, guys, I think Jasmy would be your best bet, but most of the volume's already traded today. So I expect volumes to decline for the rest of the day. And the move went up. So from 8:30, you've been trading higher. Higher, higher, higher. Pull back for 2 15-minute periods and higher, higher, higher. So, I mean, you're getting in front of bullish momentum. But I think it would be the best one, maybe. But yeah, I mean, shorting anything right now, unless Bitcoin tops out and pulls off the highs. So like if Bitcoin were to top out and then just pull back for the rest of the day, then maybe something like Jasmy with its weakness would be able to roll over for the rest of the day. It's up 2%. I mean, it's down 2%. So let's see what a low of day would be, right? What kind of a percent could we look for on a retest of the lows? Almost 4%. So Jasmy's a big mover. Let me look at Jasmy. It's also got 2.38 million in 24-hour volumes. It's still a risk to short it today because of the bullish momentum. The sympathy in the Momo is up. So it's still very risky to try to short it. But it is the weakest. It is the weakest. So that's probably one that may work, but it also could be straight building up upside volumes here, so a spike in your face could happen. It doesn't look like there's much volume over here either. See, these volume nodes are very tiny. That means if you do spike, you would probably spike all the way up to here. This white line. Because there's just not much coming in up here to stop it. I hate gappy charts on an intraday time frame. I hate that. There has to be more liquidity on another exchange. This is Binance. I can't imagine it's that thin. Yeah, everything is just up. So the trade that I'm currently sitting in is Intel. That's it. And Pepsi. We got Pepsi longs, Intel longs. And I'm empty on crypto. Here, I'm on the wrong chart again. Right here. You could go up to here on Jasmine because there's no volume up here. So you had a spike of volume right here the last time you got up here. If you look down here, volume by time, you can see that volume is increasing as price is going up. People are buying it as it's going up. So all these shorts, they're going to get stopped out if this up buy volume spikes again. You're going to see it spike. It's just hard to short things when the market's bullish. I can't say that enough. If you look at the ticker down here, everything is up, 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 up. There's Jasmine. Everything else up. Today would have been a good day to be bullish, but the setup was yesterday. There wasn't a long trade to take this morning. Not really. Not really on anything. Look at FART. Right back up there. I told you they'd more than likely defend that VWAP. The June open, they absolutely did. Everybody's buying this stuff hand over fist, man. Hand over fist. The bears are trapped. They're stuck. And as long as the bears are trapped and stuck, people are going to try to make that push. Be a trend follower, not a trend predictor. You'll do better in life. Short BRK.B. Berkshire. Ooh, they're getting crushed today. Yeah. BRK is up on the year. Down on the month. You just closed June out lower. And you just got a July open. This one also trends higher, usually, right? It's usually an uptrending market. I don't know what the fundamentals are on Berkshire Hathaway. I know that the guy that created it and owned it is no longer running it, so maybe that's why. I know he retired recently, Warren Buffett. I don't know if that's why it's pulling back or if it's just pulling back because it's so extended. And this thing's been trading like above 60 on the RSI for a long time, on the month. So it's a very investable stock. You just made fresh weekly lows. I'm going to put LWL just so that way I know it's last week's low. Ooh, why is that so big? There we go. So, yeah, today's a big down day. Are all financials looking rough today? Yeah, all financials are down today. So they own a lot of financial stocks, a lot of bank stocks. So if financials are taking a hit today, then that's why Berkshire Hathaway is. They probably own a lot of oil. I don't know what oil's doing today. I don't have oil up on the watch list because I keep a lot of charts on at the same time, like up here. I'm constantly watching it, and then oil is very bullish today. But oil's actually testing the 50. Let me pull that up. So oil is retesting the 50. I couldn't do a short on oil unless it liquidated that and rejected. I do like oil lower because it rejected the early opening range. This is an old multi-month support level. See this? That's your lowest monthly close since November 2021. You were unable to close any monthlies under that until we broke down. And then the Iran-Israel thing caused oil to spike. But now that that's over, it retreated back to normality. So there's a key monthly support on oil. I don't know if you guys trade oil. I trade oil. I trade oil futures. I also will trade oil futures options or USO. You can trade USO or USO options. So there's many different routes to trading oil. I like trading oil when it gives me a setup. I don't love the short right where it is. Technically, I could take it, right? My strategy says I can short oil as long as we don't close above this today. That's what my strategy says. Yeah, I can short oil. It is allowed to be shorted. But since it's so strong today, I don't want to step in front of this momentum. Right? Because otherwise we might get stopped out like we did on Pendle. Too much bullish momentum trying to short something is likely going to get you stopped out. More cases than not. Will you catch the high of day sometimes? Yes, you will. But more often than not, you will get stopped out. or it has been my experience anyway. So the best thing to do would probably let this daily close out, or if it rejects right here, right now, hard. A lot of bullish momentum in this. And it just started. So there might have been some news out on oil. Let me see. I mean, any of this stuff could cause it to go up, right? And then you got your London close. Trump on Truth says the terms are that Vietnam will pay the U.S. a 20% tariff on any and all goods sent into our territory and a 40% tariff on any transport or transshipping. Here's your 1030 news right there on oil. So right here, a shorting oil, maybe not the best trade today. Maybe tomorrow will be a better short. If it is a short, I don't know that it will be a short, right? I'm just saying if the algos start selling oil again now, then we'll have a decent spot to watch for risk management. I don't really care about this spike up and the spike back down. But we were watching it. If it rejected the yearly open, we were looking for shorts a long time ago. We just missed it because it was so volatile that day. So yeah, I mean, it's not really a rejection, but it could end up being. So let me see here. I'm going to throw on a short scalp just on oil because I can get in and out of it easily. The ticker for oil is /CL. That would be the futures ticker. And if you want to trade oil micro futures, would be /MCL. You can trade the spot price of oil through /MCL, which means you would be trading this, or you can trade options. Their options are not very liquid. The options on MCL, not very liquid. Here's your MCL options futures contracts. It's options on futures. I'll show you. It's not easy to get in and out of. We'll send that off. 66.65. You can see U.S. oil spot not the same as the futures. All right, I'm going to try to send another one. At $1.39. At the 66.50 strike. So if this thing trades up, back up to here, it should fill me. Just to see if it wants to reject this level here. I'm not getting a fill, so I'm going to try to put it down just a little lower. But if it starts trading back above this high, then I would get out, right? And it would be like a $10 loss. It's hard to get filled on these, though. See, watch me work this order. It's just like virtually impossible. Let me see if they'll fill it at 138. See, they want me to go closer to 140. So they got 143 on the ask, between 134. So if I put it in at like 140, it'll get filled. But it's got to get an uptick. We got to get an uptick. Got to get an uptick. Son of a bitch. All right, I exited it. I'm going to throw it in again at 141. And on an uptick, they'll fill me. How much of an uptick do you need? I'm even letting you fill me on at a loss. An instant loss. They're not wanting to play ball. We'll try it again. 143. There we go. So we got the oil fill. So I'm managing my risk on this high day. Just right there. Simple. This high day. So if it trades back up and starts going higher, then I'll exit that trade. And it needs to go down significantly, though, in order to make money on it. There's just a lot of bullish momentum in oil right now, so might not work out. I do like the rejection, though. And there's not a lot of liquidity up there, so maybe that's why it's rejecting. It wants to come back down into this area. 65.20 to 65.40, maybe. I can't really see that value area high. It's right there. The 65.36 is value area high. And the volume doesn't look great for the short either, though. And then the DXY also up on the day. So you're even an up day on the DXY. What is that? Oh, this is going to be the trend line from 2008. Big trend line here on the dollar. So if this week rejects on the dollar, we might be able to take Euro USD shorts for a scalp. Trust me, this is not a good trade because the momentum is down on the dollar, really big. Where's Euro dollar at? Euro dollar right here. I don't think that trend line will be so poetic on the euro. Negative. So clearly the trend line is not a setup on the euro, but it is a setup on the dollar. Shorting a trend line rejection is such a retail trade to do also. Just so. Okay, so basically what I would be looking for is daily support to hold on the dollar. Not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have non-farm payrolls, so tomorrow we'll see a significant move on the dollar. Either higher or lower. This is rate cuts getting priced in. So maybe it wants... Maybe the dollar wants to bounce a little bit. We'll see. If it does, we can trade that we can get the trade via the euro. So we need to fix something here. What quarter open is that? An old quarter open. a random quarter open. Oof. Not really nothing, is there? 6 month. Okay. So it would be Q3 2021. And then, of course, we're going to have June, July. Euro's been going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months straight. We're just going to have to mark July's open. And I can't get volume on this on Forex.com. We can get volume on Oanda, but not Forex.com. They think their volume is proprietary. So they don't tell anybody their volumes. Daily res, all we got. We got daily res and Q3 2021's open or just a liquidation break. Based on that trend line on the dollar, based on profit taking on the dollar only. We're just looking for a 1 day trade on euro, maybe tomorrow. If it's trading up and around daily res tomorrow morning when we get NFP, or if we get NFP and it spikes up to there, then we could potentially look for a new scalp. But only if it rejects, right? Because the trend is super strong to the upside on this. You don't even have any daily divergence. Do you got weekly divergences? No, you don't. You don't even have divergence. So there's really not a short on the euro. Absolutely not. But if people take profits based on the DXY coming into that long-term trend line, then maybe. And oil, not rejecting anymore. Yet. What's gold doing? Yeah, gold. I told you gold was probably going to go up, right? It just was accumulating. See, when the bears can't get anything going and you see a lot of this chop sideways and it's up on highs, beware shorting that. Because this is a bull flag. Right? It's a flagging formation. There's your pole. Here's your flag. You got a lower low and an instant rejection off the lows. Not bearish. So gold ripping. Gold is putting in higher highs. Bouncing off of a trend line. So trend lines do work. It's just hard to take trades based off of them, right? So if we're going to see the dollar reject off of its trend line like gold did here, maybe we can catch a short on euro tomorrow. All right, is there anything else anybody wants to look at? I said Pundle dumped 8% since we took the short a few days ago. Gotcha. What's up, Heath the man? What's up, James? Yeah, Trump news on China. Gotcha. What do you talk about metals like silver and I don't know palladium's ticker, but we're literally talking about gold right now. Gold's going up. Gold is not a short. Gold bounced off of a trend line. It's a yearly trend line. It's the trend line for this year. See how it encompasses all the lows? Well, it traded into that and closed on Friday above it. Then Sunday night it opened, traded lower, liquidated the previous week's low, and bounced. We were being very careful for that. And that's what happened. Right? And you're still seeing upside continuation from that. You liquidated this swing high, so if it was going to reject from the liquidation, it would have probably already done it. It doesn't look like the momentum is bearish. The momentum is bullish. So it does look like the buyers are still in control of gold. Silver's up 1% on the day. Silver's looking good. Yeah, silver's looking good. Silver's kind of a fresh breakout too. Let's see, what is it? December 12? So you took out December 12's high. Was that a yearly high? No, not quite. So you haven't taken out January's high yet. January 2012. Oh. $2012's high is still up there. Daily support 35.89. Yes. Yeah. 35.92. Intraday retest at 35.92. Tomorrow or the next day could be a buy, but I don't know if you're gonna get it. You got it the last 3 days in a row. Monday, Tuesday, and today, all 3 days. You could have been a buyer at 85.92. Right there. That would have been the support to buy. You're getting upside continuation now. Nothing to do on silver. If you're long, keep riding it. It looks good. It looks constructive. Will sellers try to defend 36.55? Yeah, they will. But will they be successful is the question. You're an inside day today threatening yesterday's high. So, yeah, I mean, the trade is bullish. It's more bullish than bearish. I think you need to be a buyer on support, not a seller at resistance. But since you're already up off the day, there's nothing to do, right? There's not a trade to make. Not a trade to make. I would leave silver alone. I could only take bullish entries on silver and gold right now. Like, I can only look for bullish entries on these two right now. I don't like the short on gold or silver. What's palladium's ticker? I don't know it. I've never traded it. Right there on NYMEX. What's NYMEX? Here, let me go to barchart.com. I'll get palladium's ticker. Right there. PLN 25. That's the July contract. I don't have data on Thinkorswim. I mean, I have live data on Thinkorswim. I won't have live data on this, but I can get it. What? Why is... I don't see Palladium futures. Here, let me get the chart. Show me the chart, dude. It's up huge comparatively. Here's your chart. I mean, there's your 3-month chart. This freaking website, dude. Got so many freaking pop-ups and shit. This is a year chart. All right, so this is a yearly chart. Palladium looks good. It's broken out and going higher. 1410. I mean, it's bullish, right? Currently trading at 1410. So shorts are going to be stuck at 1412 on that, because that was a big bearish day. Yeah. Can I look at SCHG, large growth ETF? Yeah. It looks good. See, I have this versus value, but I don't know. Let me check. Oh, wait. It'll be on my ratios. I have it right here. See, this is that growth versus value. It's strong. It's stronger than value right now. But I'll pull it up by itself. It's strong. I mean, it's about to be at all-time highs. Growth is doing good right now. I mean, the ES is at all-time highs. Fartcoin just broke out. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, if you own it, keep owning it. Just keep holding it. I wouldn't do anything with it now. But if you own it much cheaper, then just keep holding it. Because I'm expecting this to break out and see upside continuation. I'm not expecting it to roll over from here at all. Fartcoin, fresh breakout. Boom. That was our target right there. We should have freaking bought it. Instead of shorting that other thing, we should have bought this one. That was our upside target. It hit it. Hit it to perfection. Sorry. That's the one we should have did right there. It's up 9.5% on the day. See, even the people that bought Bitcoin at the lows, if you would have bought Fartcoin at the same time, you'd be up so much more right now. That's why I like it. People ask me on Twitter, why are you trading that garbage? Clearly it isn't worth anything. It's a meme. Yeah, it's a meme, dude, that moves like crazy. Bitcoin has had a huge move today, and it's only up 3.5%. This is a standard normal move for Fartcoin, and it's up 10%. Big, lot more money. Lot more money in that. It's a piece of garbage, I understand, but it moves and it trades good. You know how many people has traded this thing today? $20 million trades have taken place on Fartcoin today. That's a lot of volume. A lot of people trade Fartcoin. It's a speculative vehicle. It's up on the year also. It's a very speculative vehicle, but it moves. You need movement to make money in trading. So I love it. I'm going to keep trading it. As long as it's moving more than 5% per day, I'm trading it. Absolutely. But see, this is why it's so dangerous to try to take the shorts when everything is bullish. Hopefully we'll get situated in one tomorrow. We'll make some money tomorrow. But yeah, took profits in the monthly res, 28.45 on SCHG. Good job. Sold more into recent daily res, and then it busted to new highs, of course. Well, you're never gonna catch every penny, right? We can't catch every penny. We can get good targets. We can get close targets by using the average true range, but we're never going to nail the entire move. It's impossible. This thing doesn't really trade that good either. Oh yeah, I mean, you missed out on like a few pennies. Literally, a few pennies. Less than 1%. Less than 1%. You did really good. And then your monthly res was right here. I see. I got you. So you did miss a little bit more. And then the recent daily res. I honestly think it's going to break out and continue. So your daily res would have been there. So like you're literally, dude, you can't complain about that. That's good trading. You're getting paid for the risk that you took. You cannot complain. That is fantastic stuff. That's what you got to do. You just got to do it more consistently. That's all. Just do that more consistently. You're still holding some, probably. I would just hold it for any upside continuation. And once you break out into all-time highs, it's impossible to get a target. You can look at a monthly. You can look at a monthly. See, it's moving about $2 per month, right? So if you split the difference on that, you're looking at about another $1. So up to 30 would be a valid monthly target. So upside target going into August would be about $30. Maximum 31. based on the average true range. Maximum 31 bucks. But I don't know how many months or how long or how, you know what I mean? It could trend up for the next 3 months. There's no way to tell. Just hold it. It's a growth ETF. So as long as growth, which is going to be your large cap, biggest cap companies in the S&P, as long as they're making money, we expect the growth to continue to grow. And now we're like in the middle of an AI boom. So those growth companies can grow a lot more over time. I would just hold it. Next time you want to buy into it for another higher expansionary phase, wait for a retest of the 21 EMA. You don't have to buy it on the first test, right? Just make sure that it's holding support at the 21. And when you see that, you can buy into it again. You're not going to catch every move. It's impossible to do it. It's virtually impossible to catch all of the moves. I think people do better when they just hold long term, obviously, but the thing is if you're not getting out before the drawdowns take place too, you're also doing yourself a bit of a disservice, because you can add in those big dips and grow significantly more. According to Brent Johnson, if you just do 25% across all four major all four, like do stocks, gold, cash, and then I can't remember what the other one was. Just do 25% of your portfolio on all four of those, and that actually does better for not suffering through the drawdowns as much, right? His last video he uploaded on YouTube went over that. Let's see if I can find him. Right here. So I don't know what this is. That ain't it. Right here. This one, let me see if I can find it for you. He does a lot. He's like me. He rambles a lot, right? We're not professional YouTubers. Right here. So there you go. Right here. If you invest your long-term portfolio in this, 25% gold, commodities, 25% cash fixed income, 25% real estate, 25% equities. Right here removes the drawdowns. Much better than a 60-40 portfolio, which is your standard 60% this, 40% that, right? Here's the chart. Here's the graph. So the black line is your 60-40. Your bronze or brown line is the 25% all four. And this is since 1971. It's been a steady growth with very, very small drawdowns. It did good over a long term, right? And it's starting to become parabolic now. So it could really start to take off to the upside. Yeah. It's just better off to hold, because you're never going to be a good enough trader to catch every swing, every dip, every bear market. Because we've already had more bear markets since 2022 than I've seen prior in my whole career trading. Like, we've seen a bear market in 2020, then we seen one in 2022, and then we saw one very, very briefly in 2025. Literally, those were the three best times to buy than I've seen since 2008. Right? So if you didn't participate in any of those bear markets, you might have to buy highs. Because this thing, we're primed and ready to go for another 4 or 5 years to the upside. Yep, Fartcoin did go up. No, we cannot short Fartcoin. You can short it if you want. I'm not shorting it. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up. All right. Because everything's already done its move for the day. Fartcoin's probably going to pull back a little bit now, as Bitcoin might pull back a little bit now. Oil is not still doing anything, so I'm going to probably just exit that. I was expecting a quick move lower on it. It didn't work because there's just too much bullish momentum in the markets today. But I got to get some food. I am starving. So here's the oil. It's not doing nothing, right? It's not doing anything. So probably going to exit that and see what happens. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Tomorrow morning we'll go live around 8:15 so we can catch the non-farm payrolls. And maybe tomorrow we'll catch us a trade. We'll see you guys in the morning. Make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody.